I think it's a good question. And I appreciate the question, and I don't disagree with your fundamental concept, at least as I understand it, about trying to understand what we need and then how to pay for it versus understanding how much we want to pay. I mean, that's fundamentally what you said, I think. The problem we have, I think, is how we got ourselves here, is we kind of did that in previous years the other way. We had this much, so why don't we spend it, as opposed to like really looking at what we needed to spend. We had enough, everybody was happy, so we spent whatever we had. And I've said this many times, so I don't want to repeat myself, but counterintuitively, during the COVID era, we've had more money in this system than I've ever seen in my many years involved in the system. So money was, was plentiful. I mean, it was. It's the only way to put it. So now it's not plentiful for a host of different reasons, normal cyclical things, some political things, some economic things. So here we are, and how do we do it? So I think what I suspect that the chairman, when he made his comment a little while ago about a person who normally doesn't like to go over 2.5%, indicated he was generally okay with 3.5 and 10, was referring to me. But it's not that we can go from I've said this before too. We can go from 2.5 to 10%, okay? And that's not going to cause me to move out of the city. I might not love it, but I can pay that bill, and I'm not going to. And I think that's the case for most of my colleagues up here. Other people may have more trouble doing that, and I think we have to be respectful of that. So if we decide, so I think the reason I said about the 3.5 and 10 is I think we got ourselves in a bad situation for the reasons I said before, frankly, namely that money was plentiful and we didn't really watch where we were spending it. The advantage that has is I do believe there are areas we can cut that will not impact the things we don't want to impact, namely kids in their classrooms and that type of thing.